Hello everybody, welcome back once again to the Octopath Traveler walkthrough. So, I'm starting out here just outside of Ravis Manor, and I had actually, I was trying to find a sword that had elemental attack on it. It was kind of, I had been using Therion, so Therion's my main character. If you've been watching the videos, you'll know that I swapped main characters at some point. So, I've been using Therion as a main character, and the problem with him, and what I've been actually doing is using the it's not the sorcerer scholar job on him, right? And I really like that so far. But the problem was I didn't really have a sword that had elemental attack on it, and so I just came over here to again outside of Ravis Manor here. And this guy here, this Alphas guy, he actually can potentially sometimes actually drop it, and so that's kind of why I did this. It's rare, and here obviously there is an attempt that didn't play out the way that I wanted it to, but that's how that goes. But yeah, so anyways. I think it's called is it the Elemental Sword? I should be looking, but also I actually, now that I'm watching this again, I actually really just wanted to get this little scene here, or footage of it. Basically, it starts this quest, and yeah, we'll see how this all plays out. I'm not sure really how it does. Actually, you know what? And I'm gonna load my game here because I need to take a look at the name of that sword again because I actually just don't remember. But what you need to do though, if you don't get the sword, and I definitely recommend, if you don't get the sword, that's fine. But then you'll have to then challenge him again to a duel here. But I think it's a good idea to save your game, and then at that point you can just keep challenging him over and over. Yeah, it looks like I cut out the farming for that sword, and I think it's around like a 5% drop rate, so it's pretty low. But I actually did. I think I got 3 of them, so yeah, it's called the Enchanted Sword, and I would say that. If you challenge him and beat him, he'll be knocked out. And what you would need to do is you need to move away from that city, and then come back, and then go back up to the spot where he's at there. But it's actually not a bad idea to save right at that save point. And then if he doesn't drop it, then just reload your game. It's a little bit faster, and honestly, you don't get that much experience anyway for dueling him. So I don't really, I wasn't really worried about that. But again, you can move away from the city and then just teleport back or fast travel back. The problem is you can't just like go to the next screen and then come back up there because he'll still be laying there knocked out. So I guess just keep that in mind. I'm not sure what I'm doing here too. It looks like I'm maybe preparing to actually go accomplish something. That seems unlikely. Oh, Refuge Ruins. Why am I here? I should add, when I initially recorded this, I didn't realize it, but I didn't have my microphone going when I was doing the recording. Normally what I've been doing I remember what I'm doing here. Yeah, this is a boss battle. Normally what I do, these days, and for this playthrough anyway, is I've just been kind of recording it and recording my commentary as I go. That's a little different than a lot of the other times I've played, although I suppose my Final Fantasy VII playthrough was that way as well. But I'm horrible, absolutely horrible, at least at doing commentary while I play. I am just not good at doing 2 things at once, apparently. So it's much easier for me to go back and do the commentary afterwards, and so I should probably just get back into the habit of that. The problem is then, maybe it's obvious, then it took me twice as long to do all of this. But anyway, so this is the Refuge Ruins. I'll be honest, I'm not really even prepared that well for this. But this thing, it just doesn't have that much health anyway, so I didn't really care that much. And I think what I'll do here is I think I reveal its weaknesses here, which definitely dagger there, obviously ice as well. It's looking like wind is another one. And then I want to say fire, but don't quote me on that. We'll just see here. And it does use gather strength a lot, which is very dangerous. This guy actually just in general is dangerous. He's got a skill called Rampage, and I do know that annihilated me once. There's a way that you could avoid that by using the merchant passive. I think it's called Hang Tough. Let me just check here. Fairly certain that's what it's called. Hang Tough. When the user is not near death, all attacks that would reduce the user's HP below 0 would instead leave the user with 1 HP. So that's one way to get around it. Otherwise, obviously, like physical buffs from the dancer would work. What else? There's probably another one. I think it might be from Dancer. Don't quote me on that, but there's another one that just allows you to revive once per battle if you get knocked out. The problem, I think, with both. Now, well, maybe not the Dancer, or maybe not the Merchant one is the third passive, and so you need to, you need to invest a decent amount of JP into the Merchant tree to unlock that passive. So really up to you. I got lucky here, and actually on this attempt, he just didn't use it, and I'm not sure why that is. I don't know if I just got lucky or if there's something else that triggers it. I was thinking maybe that when he recovers from being or from his first break, then maybe he uses Rampage, but I'm just not sure on that. And actually, I think this time he may recover from his, we'll just see here. Now I can't remember how this battle played out, but I think again on my first attempt he used a Rampage, and also he may have been he was probably buffed up because he does use that gather strength buff there. And one of the kind of things that I tried to do to cheese him was to just remove that by using Shackle. That looks like that completely. The weird thing is, so I didn't use BP on that, but it just completely nullified it. So I was originally thinking that, if I hit him with that, that it would just reduce his physical defense buff by 2, but it didn't end up doing that. And there you have I had the Shackle Foe on there, and it had 2 rounds of it, but then he used Gather Strength and it nullified it. So it like the debuffs and buffs don't seem to be to really kind of subtract from each other. They just more or less nullify each other, maybe that, or remove each other. Maybe that's a better way to describe it. Whereas if you try to buff yourself with the same buff, it's additive instead. So anyways, what I was doing here, and this maybe looks a little bit goofy, is I was actually just trying to knock him down a little bit, or knock his HP down a bit without actually breaking him, but I don't know that was really that productive. I'm just not doing really any damage here. And so, I think probably would have made a lot of sense. Wow, that Holberic just almost got annihilated there. It may have been a better, or probably what I should have done here was to actually just buff myself up, probably with Peacock Strut. So I should say, Therion is my big gun, and he has been now for quite some time. He just does, a ton of elemental damage for me, and what I probably should have done here again is have one of these characters as just have Dancer as the backup or sub job, and just keep him buffed up with Peacock Strut, and just start really kind of going to town on him. I think this guy's only got about 20k health, so that's not that much, and you know, once I start, you know, getting some damage into him here, it goes by. I feel like it goes pretty quickly, but again, I really should have. I mean, and you can see here, nobody else is really putting out anywhere near the amount of damage that Therion does. I've got so he's got that elemental sword. Was that the name of it? I'm pretty sure it's the elemental sword. Let me see. I'm pretty sure I just looked this up too. Yeah, no, I'm sorry, Enchanted Sword, which again is from that duel with alphas. And so he's got that. He's got like a soul dagger, I think it is. And then what else? He's got a staff, maybe like the wizard staff. I forget which dungeon that came from, but yeah. Anyway, I mean it's you know, not amazing equipment by any means. And then he's got the elemental booster though as well, which is a, you know, an accessory that gives him, I think, 100 elemental attack. But yeah. So anyways, okay, it actually does look like, oh, he recovered there and then I killed him right away. So okay, well that's it. That's Gigantes. You know, pretty easy battle. I just realized now my Elfin is was only at 19. Okay, well, man, that's actually really funny. Very humorous. But yeah, so anyways, that's it. And then I think I'm just gonna go through the rest of the cave here and grab whatever else is here. This first chest, I believe, is the reason why I came here in the first place. Let's see here. Enchanted Rod. Yeah, I think that's the one that it's a staff that has, what was the name of that? It's got a debuff where it, you know, when you attack with the staff, there's a chance that you'll reduce the elemental defense of the enemy. And unfortunately, though, you know, you actually have to swing it, which kind of stinks. But yeah, it's I mean, it's a great staff, and if you can get that elemental defense debuff to actually land, you know, obviously you'll be doing a lot more damage. So, not sure what I'm doing here. Oh, apparently I'm using Old Barrack as a cleric here. I don't know that that's a great combo, but I feel like I may have done that just because I didn't really have anybody else to use for the time being. I don't know. Energizing pomegranate. I kind of poo-poo that, but those actually are pretty good. Actually, I just took on the not the, I keep wanting to say Rune Knight, Sorcerer. I took on the Sorcerer. So Sorcerer is a advanced job, and I just unlocked that now. And actually, in that battle, I used a bunch of those energizing pomegranate things. Clarity Stone, okay. And then there's a bunch of treasures up here. I think generally the rest of this stuff is just junk. Like, I think all of this, well, maybe not all of it. Oh no, I'm sorry. There's a Force Shield there. Right there. Force Shield's pretty good. Yeah, the rest of that stuff is pretty bad. And there's the Enchanted Rod. 242 elemental attack. Occasionally decreases target's elemental defense, which again, that's why I put that on there. I was hoping that would trigger whenever you use spells, but that's not the case. That does not. You actually have to swing it at your enemy to get that to trigger. But there's the Force Shield, 102 physical defense and elemental defense. You know, bit of a callback, sort of, to Final Fantasy VI there. But yeah, I don't know. It's an okay shield. Actually, you know what? It doesn't function anything like the way that it does in Final Fantasy VI, now that I'm thinking about it. Force Shield, I believe, had really, really high magic defense, but not good physical defense, whereas this one is balanced. So, again, not really quite the same. I'm not sure why I came here, but whatever. Next up, or I think I should say here at the end of this battle, or this video, I actually make my journey on over to the Star Seer, I believe it is. cavern, whatever. Because my intent here was to go unlock the Starseer job, which I like. I think it's a very, very cool job so far. But, yeah, anyways. This cave seemed, I'm trying to think if this was the one. There's one of these caves that's like super trolly where there's these hidden pathways that don't actually lead anywhere. It's very strange. And this might be the one. But yeah, anyways.
I'm ready.
I should also say that my characters, for the most part, are pretty leveled up right now. At least probably this set here. Everybody's like 50. So I've put in a ton of. I mean, there's been so much going on, like politics-wise, and generally what I like to do is just not record while I'm, kind of absorbing my political commentary. And so what ends up happening is I do a bunch of leveling. And then, once I'm free from my self-imposed, political, needs, my self-imposed political responsibilities. After I'm done with that, then I go back to recording commentary, and again, unfortunately, because there's been so much going on. Lately, I have had a ton of time to level, so that has resulted in some, some serious grinding. But yeah. So, anyways, let's see here. Refreshing gem. I don't remember there being much as far as interesting items here. Antidote. Oh, antidote. Was that antidote stone? That doesn't. That sounds right. That sounds weird. And then let's see here. Do I just run? Nope. Yep. Nope. I didn't. Okay. Anyways, all right. So yeah, these enemies here are, go down pretty quickly. And I should say I've been really liking the combination of Cyrus and then having like Therion as the scholar as well. I really like that job because it's just so it's got a lot of AoEs and a lot of like different elemental coverage, so that you can break vulnerabilities really, really easily. And so I've been having a real fun time with those two characters in particular. So it looks like I'm at the end of the cave though. So as always, I hope the guide was helpful and hope you join me for more videos. Thanks for watching.